first Marco Horner, the chair of the AG. We've got a whole lot of leaders of the Democratic Committee, of course, and congratulations again, Herschel, for the award that you won on Friday night. We also have with us Anish Chopra. Anish's lovely wife, Rohini, is joining us here. Anish was the Chief Technology Officer for the world. First for Virginia, for Tim Kaine, and then for Barack Obama, but since we are basically the world's superpower, so he was Chief Technology Officer for the United States of America, and it's good to have you so deeply involved in the Democratic Committee. And I've seen Anish speak to tech CEOs and young entrepreneurs, and he's always very impressive. So great to see you, Anish. We're going to have Terry is on his way, but let me just say a word about Alfonso, and then Alfonso can represent. Is that Mark Sickles there with the cap on? Mark, Delegate Mark Sickles. Nice to see you, buddy. Yeah. Yeah, Chris Zimmerman was here.
Mike Lee. Right.
The chair of our party.
Yeah.
And there he is, but he's with his son there. He's pretty ambidextrous, not the son right yet, but Mike is very ambidextrous. Mike Lieberman has done a wonderful job sharing the Alfonso was, I don't know if you all know this, but he was the head of the state liaison office for Governor Tim Kaine. He was in charge of the interaction between the congressional delegation and senators and the governor's office. And then he went on to win a state delegate race. He represents us in the General Assembly. He's doing extraordinarily well. He has great experience. He's got a lot of talent. He's obviously got a lot of good friends. And even more than the quantity of friends, it's the quality of friends as evidenced by the people here today. And so, Alfonso, it's good to be with you.
Thank you, sir.
And thanks for inviting us.
I'll be very brief, but I want to let everybody know how incredibly thankful I am that you came today. And also, for the 20 people who came from 1 to 4, we filled up, I think, 30 trash bags of recycling and trash from our run. So, it's crazy. I found a Budweiser can in a tree, and I have no idea how it got there. Let me just say, you've all been watching it in Richmond.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, how you doing? Oh, thank you very much. Good. Oh, sorry.
Come in, sit over here. Let Daddy finish.
I didn't know we'd be matching today. Everyone's been watching what's been going on in Richmond. Everyone sees the craziness. It's seriously crazy. If some of these folks didn't exist, you'd have to invent them. They overturned the ban on 1 gun a month. Boo. They won't let people who are gay be judges. Boo. They basically don't allow people who are gay to become foster parents. Boo. There are attacks on the environment, attacks on women's health, on abortion issues, attacks on just the social safety net and the healthcare safety net across the Commonwealth. It's extraordinary that they can make these decisions. I remember a year ago they were running on jobs in the economy. You guys remember that? They were running on jobs in the economy. Yeah. And the fact is that I was there for, it's my first term, and one word kept running through my head. It's hypocrisy. What does hypocrisy have to do, what does jobs in the economy have to do with transvaginal ultrasound probes?
Nothing.
It's insanity. these things, like, it's a bait and switch. And it goes on all the time, and I can't tell you how many conversations I had with freshman delegates and members who have been there for a long, long time, who they know it's hypocritical. They have a goal to curb pro-choice rights in Virginia. They don't care how they do it. There was the delegate who put forward the transvaginal ultrasound bill. She told everybody that it was just an external thing. It was just gelling the belly. And we had 11 Johns Hopkins gynecologists and the Medical Society of Virginia saying, "You're wrong. You're either wrong or you're crazy." For 2 entire days, she was telling us that we're crazy. Our liberal facts were somehow wrong. And the fact is that you're seeing this time and time again down in Richmond. And we have to fight it. Right now, there are 68 Republicans in the House of Delegates and 32 Democrats, led by David Toscano and our incredible caucus chair, Mark Sickles. We can just get 4 more House Delegate seats back. We get 1 more seat on every committee. We can actually do a lot better than that. Last year, we lost 4 House Delegate seats by a cumulative less than 2,000 votes. We lost 1 House Delegate seat by 48 votes in a race where the candidate was outspent by $380,000. Another guy lost by 400 votes. Another one lost by 500 votes. We can win these seats. There are a lot of vulnerable seats, and so what you've done today by coming out and helping us raise money is we can then give that and work with our leadership to find those targeted races across the state and really take Virginia back. Because you've seen it. You see it every day. We're becoming the laughingstock of the nation. Yep. Saturday Night Live, the Colbert Report, Jon Stewart, they're having a field day with us on stuff that's making us look like Alabama and Mississippi. We all know it. We all see it. We've got to fight it. The way we fight it is by re-electing Jim Moran. Yeah! The way we fight it is by electing a truly good man in Governor Kane as the next U.S. Senator. Yeah! The way we fight it is by making David Toscano the Speaker of the House. Yeah! Let me just tell you one story, and then I'm going to hand it over to another person who's going to lead us to the promised land in Virginia. I got to tell you, it's all about misguided priorities. Last year, they thought it was okay that we actually had $4.1 million in tax credits for people who buy yachts in Virginia. But they zeroed out all funding for child abuse centers. $931,000 in each year of the biennial budget. They zeroed it out. These are these really wonderful organizations that bring together medical professionals, healthcare professionals, social service workers, investigators, the police, in one coordinated team effort to address each child abuse victim's issue. 74% of all child abuse in Virginia last year was sexual child abuse, folks. And they zeroed out the funding. But they thought it was okay to have a movie industry tax credit. They thought it was okay to have a yacht tax credit. But they didn't think about child abuse victims. There's something inherently wrong with these priorities that they have. We need to elect more Democrats. And the person who's going to help us elect more Democrats in the future are you, the work you've done to help us raise money today, but also the next speaker and hopefully the next governor of Virginia, Terry McCollum. Give it up for Terry McCollum.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. We pumped up for Alfonso. What a great day. I wanted to come by. First of all, thank you. We got a big year. They've all, You guys are tired of hearing me talk. You've heard this over and over again. But I wanted to come up. First of all, I love Alfonso. I wish we had a lot more folks with him in the House of Delegates. By the time we get done next year, we're going to have a lot more folks with him in the House of Delegates. But before we get to Alfonso next year, and I know our great Congressman Jim Rand talked about, we got a big election this year. I talked to Jim Messina actually yesterday. Our numbers are pretty good here. The biggest concern that we have, of course, is going to be these super PACs. Karl Rove announced the other day he thinks he may get up to $1 billion. He was at $400 or $500 million a month ago. They are pouring the money in, and obviously I think Virginia will get more money than any other state of the super PACs. And you know, at the end of the day, you can say whatever you want with these super PAC ads. You don't know who's writing these checks, but we got a pretty good idea who's writing these checks. That's why you folks really are the bulwark of what's going to make this happen, because we got to stop this money that's going to come in here. They know they got to win Virginia. Romney can't get an electoral college victory without Virginia, no matter how you look at it. We start with probably 242 electoral votes in our pocket. We feel very good today about where we are. We're out of the margin of error in all those states. They start with about 191. So we've got to put a basket of states. We only need to win, of the 10 states, we only need to win 3. Romney has to win 7 of those. So he's got a much harder deal. But folks, we got to win those 3 states, and that one state that for all of us is in the mix is going to be Virginia. Very important to all of us, obviously, to get President Obama, get Tim Kaine in the United States Senate. But what's equally important, I think, for everybody in this room is to get control of our state government back and get it away from the folks. Get it away from the folks. I mean, we all know what happened in Richmond. We don't have to spend too much time on it. Y'all heard me speak at the convention. A general rule: if you're embarrassed to say the name of the legislation, you shouldn't be allowed to vote for it. And what went on down there, and this year was an absolute disgrace. We're losing jobs. You saw ExxonMobil, 2,100 great-paying jobs announced the other day. They're moving out of here. We're going to lose. Jim was telling me the other day, tens of thousands of jobs are going to go. I don't know if the sequestration is going to happen, no one knows, but we are going to get Department of Defense cuts. Tens of thousands of jobs. That's why I say we got to diversify this economy. We got to bring in new jobs. We got to do a lot of stuff I talked about, wind turbines, and why should Pennsylvania, Maryland, you know, they're building that, Google's building a gigantic pipeline of the 4 states. The only state, and I met with all the folks came to my office the other day to brief me, the only state that's not doing anything is Virginia. So now you're going to see New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, all part of that gigantic compact to bring all the different juice in from wind turbines and all that, and we're not going to be involved in it. And we have the highest wind content. We have the most shallow outer shelf of any of the other states. We should be doing it. And instead of the foolishness trying to sell liquor stores to solve our transportation mess and naming our bridges after the Koch brothers and all the other crazy stuff that Bob McDonald's going to want to do, we got to get serious about this stuff. And that's why what we do this year is going to set the tone. And we did a great job in 08, but then we went to sleep in 09, we went to sleep in 10, we went to sleep in 12. We got to use 12, we got to use this year, and I've talked to 11, and I talked to Messina, and I deal with their campaign a lot. We got to make sure the day after the election that we get all the data, that we get all the folks and all the information that they picked up, which we didn't get last time, we're going to get again when we start moving ahead in 2013. I'm excited about 2013. But as I said at the state convention, we can't have this. We're only filling half the seats, where Democrats are only running half the seats. We can't do that. We got to have someone running. We got to have someone running in every single seat. I tell candidates we're traveling around. We'll make it a lot of fun. I promise you this, they won't outraise us in 2013. I can make that promise to you. And I know the super PACs, I'm going to get them excited. I know that. Hey, great t-shirt.
Hey, I thought you'd remember that.
Yeah, very nice. I remember that guy. But we've got to make sure that we really use 13 to really build back again and get us where we need to do and then go forward from that. I wanted to come here today. I've done a lot of events, and I had a couple of big family events today, but I wanted to come back for Alfonso. Where did he go? Right here. I wanted to come back for Alfonso because I love Alfonso Lopez. This guy is a fighter. I wish every Democrat was like him. He takes the tough stands. I agree with him on all of his issues, but I love it he stands up. You know, I didn't like that redistricting bill. He was against a lot of things that I thought we've done the wrong way. We've had him out there fighting. He's not afraid to take on that fight. I want to know who's in a foxhole with me when times are tough. I know who's with me when I'm winning. I want who's there when I'm not winning. And that's what Alfonso's all about. We are going to do great this year. And by the time we're done with Alfonso, he's going to be running the whole state, folks. This is just only the kickoff. He and Mark and the rest, we got a lot. I'm excited. We got a lot of great stuff coming. It starts here, folks. It starts what we've got going in 2012, and we come back next year in 13. So thank you for coming out here today. Thank you for supporting him. But help me before you leave here, folks. Listen to me carefully. We got to recruit a lot more candidates like Alfonso. And I don't care what the race is, soil and water. It doesn't matter what the race is. We need a Democrat in every single election, no matter who's running. And if they don't think they have a chance to win, don't ever say that. We support a Democrat because you can't win unless you're on the playing field. And if you're there, you're fighting for us. So let's get out there and get them. Help Alfonso and help the Democratic Party to be a good year this year.